Hello everyone, I'm a bit sick today. By the way, for those who are new to this channel, my name is Pia. I used to be a flight attendant for over 10 years in the Middle East, and now we're back here in the Philippines for good. So we do have a poultry business here. It's just a very small business. And so right now I'm on my way to the poultry building to see how the chickens are doing. So like I said, I'm a bit sick today. I'm not supposed to be doing anything, but anyway, I need to put some content for today's episode. So today I'll be sharing with you how much does it cost to build a poultry business, a poultry layer business for 1,000 heads. So I'm going to summarize that. So I'm done checking all of the chickens and their condition, and so far they're okay. We actually just finished doing their bacterial flushing. For some reason we just have to do it, though we don't really like to depend on the lead medicine. Most of the time we just give them probiotics and vitamins, but then sometimes you really cannot detect the possible illnesses because of the changes of the weather. So we really have to make sure that they're all in good condition so that they can provide us a very good production with their eggs. And so for those who are just very new to this channel as well, I would like to let you know that I've been an OFW for over 12 years. And so last year, 2023, my husband and I decided to come here in the Philippines for good. So we started having our poultry business. So I'm gonna give you some idea as to how much does it really cost for someone who would want to start a business for at least 1,000 heads, so that you guys will have an idea as to how much would be the capital that you should be preparing for the business. We first started with just 500 heads here, and then we slowly expanded after 3 months. We knew that there is really a market here, so that's when the time that we expanded the population of the chickens. So now we are in about 1,500 now, more or less 1/4 because of the mortalities already. It has been a year in this business, and I just would like to give you some idea as to if this is really a good business for everyone else. We are just gonna go and check the progress of our brooding slash grower house. The capacity of this is 1,000 chicken. So we have to raise from day old chicks until they start laying eggs, and then we transfer them to another housing so that they can lay eggs properly. And so by the way, we first started from ready to lay chicken, so we bought for about 500 in the beginning and then added another 1,000 after 3 months. So technically we do have already an idea as to how much would be the capital of every business like this. Hey guys, I hope you guys can hear me. I'm sorry if my voice is a little bit off today. I've been very sick for a couple of days already. And so this is supposed to be a continuation of yesterday's vlog, but unfortunately I couldn't really finish it at night because my voice really was really bad. So anyway, probably I'll just be continuing my vlog for today. So it is a combination of yesterday's and today's agenda. So right now, by the way, I am making tortang talong. So I grilled this eggplant here. I have a mixture of garlic, egg, and salt in this container here. And then I'm gonna be frying that. Anyway, meanwhile, so I'll probably be just giving you an idea as to how much you really need to be able to put up a small layer chicken. You know, this is what I realized recently, that poultry business is not cheap. It is a very expensive kind of business. I think that is because you have to also invest on your housing, like good housing. Because if you're only gonna put up something that is really made of very cheap materials, you may not be able to withstand when there are storms coming. So you just have to consider, because again, being in this poultry business, it's a long-term commitment. Most of the businessmen, they really build a really good housing facility for the chicken. Of course, the product would be your eggs, but then again, you have to also consider the weather, because here in the Philippines, the weather is really very unpredictable. So we do have a lot of typhoon, so you have to consider a really good housing so that you don't have to build from scratch again whenever these things will come. Okay, so I believe I made a vlog regarding how much we spent on the farm itself already, and we already spent about 1.7 million in peso, okay, just for building the whole thing. We started this poultry business farming just a year ago, for those, by the way, who are just very new here. And we clearly didn't have any idea. We were OFWs, and we just wanted to, you know, finance all our expenses here in the Philippines. Then if we keep on depending on our savings, definitely it will deplete really very soon, because here in the Philippines, prices are really high already. So we really have to think about our long-term goal. So we came here with nothing. Like literally, we just have our like the savings, but we didn't start anything yet, except for the apartment itself. Now I'm glad it's already earning. The money is coming back to us, but then we don't have any other sources of income. So we really have to start from scratch. You have to really remember when you start your farm business is that you have the proper accessibility of your farm, because you will be needing transportation of your eggs and your feeds. That's the most basic things. The second thing is that you would also need water and electricity. So these three main things are very essential when it comes to poultry farming. Now, most of our viewers here probably they already have a land that they don't really have to spend on anything. So you guys are very lucky. We found a land which is about 1.5 hectares, and we just lease it for 10 years, and then it is also renewable. A lot of people, I've heard a lot of comments saying that you should not do that, you can't expand and all these things. You know, guys, 10 years is a lot of years, okay? It's a long way to go. It doesn't really matter how much money you spend on that, as long as you will be able to get it back sooner than later. Okay, remember those other big companies like Starbucks, McDonald's, Jollibee, all those big companies, they also have leased like a part of the land to develop, and from this, the income that they'll be getting is from the sales that they're actually making. So that's what we are just doing here. The good thing is that the farm lot, we actually just, well, technically we paid about $300,000. I mean 300,000 pesos for the whole duration of 10 years, which is also renewable. But if you really have to count it per month, it's just about 3,000 pesos. It's not even $100 if you have to think about it per month. And you know, when you have a land, there's a lot of possibilities that you can actually do. So don't ever limit yourself just because it's a lease. Okay? Second thing is that if you already have all these three necessities, if you're starting from scratch like us, you have to remember you need to have a farmhouse, because this is where you're going to have your people stay. You need to have the stock room where you'll be putting your feeds. At the same time, you will also need, of course, the housing and the cage of your chicken, because those are, you know, the most important part of having layered chicken. And of course, the most important thing is your chicken as well. The notebook that I had from yesterday, I actually had it in the car, so probably I'll be taking that after, once I edit this video. So basically, you just need a house, a farmhouse. The second thing is that you need a stock room. The third thing is that you need a housing for the chicken. And then the fourth thing, you need to have the cage. And then the last thing would be the chicken itself, okay? Those are just the basic things. Now, let's say you wanted to start only with just 1,000 heads, okay? 1,000 heads is already big enough, actually, guys. Just to let you know, like I said, poultry farming is not cheap, okay? It is a very expensive in reality, okay? Very expensive business in reality. So probably I'll just be giving you a summary as to how much we really spent on our buildings. Again, every location is different. Probably in your location, you will be spending only a little less. You also have resources, like you have like wood that you can use for your building. So those things you have to consider as well, because in our case, we bought everything from scratch. It's one of our favorite dishes, and it's healthy as well, except for the oil. But everything is, it's a vegetable. So anyway, so you will consider if you have like wood that you can use. That's a good thing. So definitely you will just be spending your money on other things like your labor and other materials. So that one you'll have you just have to weigh things. But then these are all basic. The other thing is that finding a really good supplier. Now, here in our location, we don't have much supplier here, so probably that's the reason why our ready-to-lay chickens were a bit high compared to other places. Like for us, we have to spend 470 pesos per bird. So if you have to count by 1,000 or multiply it by 1,000 chicken, it will cost you about 470,000 pesos just for the chicken itself. And you have to remember, you have to pay for the cage, which is about this amount. And then you have to consider for your housing, which we spent about this amount. And then you have to also consider the farmhouse, which is this amount. Again, this one, it varies. If you want to build a little smaller house, it's okay. Otherwise, it's all up to you. And we also have to spend the stock room with this amount. Okay, so the total amount that we spend for 8,000 would be this amount. So again, for those who are planning to have this kind of business, I want you to learn from our experience. Some of them probably are not so good experience. So if you want to start a little lesser than that, it's still okay. I really suggest to start really small, and then once you get the hang of it, then you can start expanding. But in the beginning, since you're still learning, I would really suggest to start really low. So in case you fail, then it's easier for you to get back up. It's not like, spending so much money and then you just, finish all of them. So just make sure you start really small and then expand as you grow. And of course, you really need money to start the business itself. In poultry business, I don't believe that you can start with zero money, not unless if you are just going to be managing the farm itself. So basically, you need money because, of course, the one that will be giving you the eggs will be your chicken. And for your chicken to lay eggs, you need feeds. And for you to buy the feeds, well, technically you can also have some organic ones, but I don't suggest that if you're still starting out. So better start with whatever you have in the market, but you need to have at least a little money to be able to start. You can probably, if you don't really have that much of capital, you can start with 100 or 48. That's what they said. The one set cage is actually good for 48 chicken. So you can start with that. But then again, you need to have the the housing itself, because where are you gonna put them? So they cannot be exposed to the weather. I think that's it. So I hope you guys got something from this video. I'm sorry guys if I just have to force myself to finish this vlog, but I hope you got something, and I shall see you again next time. Bye.